Hey guys, today is Tuesday, July 19th, and I'm gonna mark my calendar. Bailey's hovering. She wants the cherries that I've got over here in my bowl. I've already given her a little bit of the, what is it I ate? Cottage cheese with mandarin orange, blueberries. She loves blueberries. Apparently she loves mandarin oranges too. Anyway, today is supposed to be a full moon. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it just says here full moon. So, all right, we've marked our July 2016 calendar. Let's go on to our, put this off to the side to dry. Whoop, it's not gonna dry closed. We're in June. We're gonna do June's page. I keep saying July. I'm behind, so we have to do July and June to catch up. But today we're going to do June in our old 2015 calendar. And last month's we did a few weeks ago. This is May. And I did a little flip through in this video at the end, so if you want to see all the pages you can. And I might do a flip through at the end of this video. I don't know. So here's the inspiration page. And as you can tell from the June page, when I marked off as I created, I didn't really stick with the color theme too much. I pulled some pink in, but I don't know where this other stuff came from, because usually I try to mark it with the color theme. Maybe I was just working on a project and I was just stamping off and getting rid of extra paint on here. To cover it up or not to cover it up is the question. I love the little stamping bits back in here. And I love the flowers. Normally what I might do is start covering this page with some yellows and blending and layering. But I don't know why. I really like this in here for some reason. So I may try to keep some of it. If it goes away, it goes away. But to start, instead of putting color down, I'm going to put gesso down, white gesso, and just spread it over the page and cover this a little bit and see what I get. See if I like it. I'm spreading it as far as it'll go without putting more on the page. Put a bit there. Don't even want that much. All right, let's see. I covered it a little bit, and I've got to figure out where I need to be so you can actually see. Okay, let's get some yellow and some, where's the other colors? There's another yellow somewhere. There it is. There's two yellows here. I'm still using the Deco Art box. It's 24 colors. This is a bright yellow and a daffodil yellow, and I've got light antique white in my hand, and I have the natural beige, but I don't think I'm going to use it. No, I don't think I'm going to use it. So let's put down the darker one first. I'm probably going to cover this, wind up covering it. It's just the way it's going to go. It's just the way it's going to go. And let's use let's use the card. And I want it to be on the edge here. and then kind of fade into the middle a little bit, just a little bit. I really don't know what I'm going to do this page. I haven't got a clue yet. There is something that just popped into my head though. It's not at all in keeping with that. But I might do it just because that's what I want to do. Let's put some lighter yellow in here. I'm going to spread out this way. I'm going to keep June uncovered as much as possible. Now let's try a little bit of this antique white. See if we can tone it down just a little bit, but still leave a little bit of the yellow look. Probably should let it dry. That would be really helpful. All right, once I get this down, I am going to let the page dry. And once it dries, I'll see if there's anything else I want to throw at it. You can still see some of the colors in the background. I'll show you a close-up. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do while this is drying is pull out some stencils. I found my small stencil book. And some of you ask, Bailey's digging. Moment of silence for Bailey. Thank you, Bailey. Some of you are going to ask what stencil I'm using or what the name of the stencil is, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to tell you at the beginning. The first one I'm going to pull out, I may or may not use these, but the first one I'm pulling out to potentially use is a Kaisercraft. It's a template called Doily. And another one I'm contemplating using is this butterfly one. It's by Accents. It's Delta Accents Decorative Stencils, and it's 2 butterflies. That's the name of it. Another one I'm potentially going to use is this one here, and this is a DCWV. They don't favor putting names on theirs for some reason. I don't know why. But if I can find a number, I'll tell you the number. I don't know if this makes any sense or not. It's EM033000010. Then there's the SKU number, which I don't think would be of any help. So just look for DCWV stencils. It's a small one, 6x6. And then try to find the design that you like. It's just kind of a scrolly design. And the other one that I'm thinking of using, I have not opened, and I found it stuck in something here. I don't even know where I got it. It's a Folk Art Home Decor Stencil. And I think it's called Dahlia. So, I'm thinking about using that one. All right. Let's see where our page is. Still a little bit wet. I haven't dried it with the heat gun. What I want to do is decide on which stencil I want to use. I want to use a couple of them for the darker colors. I'm going to take this dark yellow. It's really called bright yellow, but it's the darker of the yellows that I have available. And I'm going to take it and possibly a red or a maybe even brown. It's a brownish red kind of color, cinnamon brown. I might mix these two together. It might make mud. I'm hoping to mix just enough to get a little bit of color I want and not get to mud. But I'm thinking of using the stencils that I choose, and it's probably going to be this one and probably the butterfly, but that's iffy. This one here. Definitely this one, so let's start with this one. And I'm going to stencil in some dark color. So that you'll see the color in the shape of the stencil, but it really isn't standing out. It's not the most predominant part of the page. So let's start with this one. Let's get our sponge and a little mixing mat here. And let's put a little of the darker yellow out. And let's see, I want part of the stencil off the page, so I'll just sit it there. And let's go ahead and start putting this on. And it's going on top of yellow, so it may not be as easy to see, but it is a darker, brighter yellow, so it should stand out. Plus, I'm probably going to add a little bit of that other color into it, on top of it. So what's it look like right now? You can see just a little bit. Let's go ahead and add this in. Just a little bit. I'll use the side of my sponge, so hopefully it won't contaminate the top for the next go around. Because I'm going to put another layer on top of this. Okay, back to the dark. Well, I say dark, back to the yellow. Let's push it back. All right, let's take a peek. All right, I really like that. Not too dark, not too light, and I'll probably be pushing it back with a little gesso later anyway. Or maybe not, I may leave it, I don't know. So there's one, and on this inspiration page, they only have one flower like that stamped. It's almost like they took just leftover stamps like I'm doing and just stamping them on there. So, but I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more on here, right down here at the corner. So I'm going to need my yellow a couple times, and I'm going to need this brown. Just a little bit. I'm going to pull up here so you can see. And I might not make it quite as dark as the other one, because I don't really want it very dark. I just want it kind of there. But I may not do it properly. We'll see. See how it comes out. Okay, I'm going to come in a little bit with this antique white on top of that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, it's kind of what I wanted on this one. So I think what I'll do is put the stencil back down, and it may not be perfect, but it'll be close. And I'll bring some antique white on top of that. Just a real light coat. There, that's perfect. Okay. See? Okay. Now I'm going to take another stencil, put this one off to the side to dry, and let's see, probably I really don't know if I want any more stencils on here, to be honest with you, except little ones. Let's see what we have in little stencils. I want something like this diamond shape on here, and maybe the netting, maybe. Let's see how I like that. I can always cover it. So let's stick with the colors we've got here first, and then we'll switch over to the lighter color. I'm gonna sporadically do this design, and it's just a little diamond shape, and this came from Saw Crafters. So I need some yellow. Got some brown out, and I've got some antique white. So start with antique white, yellow, and let's just do a sporadic covering. Then we'll go into the brown and kind of try to go where we went, and then the white. Okay, and this is where I want to get rid of this. All right, let's go with a light yellow now. And antique white needs to be handy just in case. Okay, I think that's good enough. But I'm going to bring in more antique white, no more yellow. And I'm going to use my little, what I'm using here is like from I don't know, onions or potatoes or something like that. It's a sack that comes in a bag and it's mesh. I just cut a piece off of it. And this is just a piece of sequin waste that I cut a smaller piece off of. It's real tiny holes. So I'm going to use the antique white only. And just go over a few places, kind of in the center for a few minutes. All right, I think that's it for that. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and I could go darker because this is not as dark as this. But like I've said before over and over and over, as many times as I've done a page so far, and that would be till May, that this is just for inspiration. So I'm just drawing my colors and my ideas from this page. Okay, so I'm going to dry this and I'll come back. Okay. The next stencil I want to use is this one here. I'm just going to trace around the stencil on one of the sides until I get where I want to go. It's not dark enough for me. I don't like it. We're gonna go with black paint. I'd rather go darker than not dark enough, and so we'll just go lightly with it. We're not gonna put like gobs and gobs of paint, just enough to hopefully get the design of the stencil. I'm having a mush because I'm using the small end of the stencil, the sponge. I can't think. I don't know why I can't think today. This is gonna be smudgy. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care. Oh, I like it. It's perfect. Smudgy and all. I like it. All right. So, I'm going to put another one. Let's see, right. Right here. Going this way. Except I'm going to come that way. I don't think I'm getting the whole stencil, and I think I'm okay with that. I love that. And then one more. Right smack there. This is bent. Okay, just go for it. Going for the big end too, make it easier. Probably should have cleaned the sponge because I think the other colors are trying to come through, but hopefully the black will overpower it. Awesome. Okay. Whew, that worked out for the good. Now let's put this aside to dry. All right, we need to dry the page, and then I'm going to decide about these stencils here, the butterfly and this little doily. So I'll be back with you guys in a second. As I was looking at this page, I was trying to figure out what it is about this page that I really, really like. And I'll tell you the honest truth. The thing I like the most about this page is this flower here. This flower on this page. It just, I don't know, it's a happy flower. It just looks pretty there. So I'm going to take the stencil, and inside the stencil is what looks like a flower shape. I don't know if you can tell. Here's these designs here. There's one in the center, and then it looks like little petals. So I'm going to use just the center here as my flower, and I'm going to use it on all the flowers that I make on this page, just because I want to. And what I plan to do is stencil the center with black, and then I'm going to stencil these little petals with white wherever I want them on the page. Then I'm going to come back on top of the white and paint the colors I want, but I'll leave in the centers black, not black, turquoise, or maybe black, maybe turquoise, I don't know. Do I have a turquoise? I have something like this. That might work. We'll try this, and if I don't like it, I'll come back over it with black later. But we'll start with this color here, which is dark turquoise. And I'm going to use the other side of my sponge and hopefully be able to accomplish that. And then I'll need to clean my sponge to do this. Or maybe I'll use this little here. Maybe I'll use this as the... I have a little piece of sponge sitting here. I might use that as the petals. I don't know. Be kind of cool. So first, let's just get started on the centers. Decide where we want them. And I know I want one right here. So put the center in. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm thinking it might be too big. I don't know, I'll come back. Okay, so then I want one right here. There. Then we'll decide later. I don't know if I want 3 or 5. So now, do I want this? Kind of like that. So let's just use the spun to use for the stencil part, and because I don't know where my other cosmetic sponges are. This would make a great petal though, wouldn't it? You want to test it out and see what it would look like? Don't have a place to test it. You know, I'm just gonna go outside my comfort zone here. I want to use this because I think, well, it'll be a pretty little flower and it'll kind of match that. But really, my heart wants to use this, so we're gonna do that. It's just a journal page. Worst that could happen is you hate it, you know. So I want to find my colors that I want to use. I want to use a red and an orange, definitely on one, or more red and some orange. I need another little mat to put my paint on, so let me get organized and I'll come back. I took my Christmas red and my pure pumpkin orange, and I put them on a card here, just a little card I used to wipe gesso and stuff on with. And my sponge is ready, and I'm going to dip it in the red first and then the orange on top and see what happens. I'm going to have to put more paint down often because it's not going to be enough to cover the whole flower. Orange is going right over the red. Quickly though, this time. Okay. I think I still want more petals, so I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to turn the stamp from this way to this way. And I'm just blending the two now. Okay, way more than I wanted. So we're going to switch gears down here, that's for sure. All right, let me dry this and we'll come back. Though I want to add pink. I know I'm a glutton for punishment, aren't I? Okay, Let's dry it and see what we get. Still drying, but I'm going to add in some yellow, the bright yellow into the center. I'm not loving the turquoise. It looks great over here, but if I'd have done the flower the way I intended, it would look okay, but this is not looking okay to me, but we're gonna make it look okay. Believe me, we will. Where's the other yellow? All right, I'm gonna let this dry naturally for a while, take a break from it, and then come back, and we'll carry on. Okay, I've let this dry, and I actually like it, so we're gonna keep going. I'm not gonna cover it, but it does take up more space than I originally planned, so we're gonna let that be the focal point. And these two here that were gonna be flowers are gonna be smaller flowers. I am still gonna keep them a flower, and I am going to go into these colors here to make these flowers because I don't want to bombard this page with just this. So that's what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to take sponges just like I did here, using this sponge, which is a junk piece. I don't even think it's a leaf. Maybe it's the leaf of some sponges I cut out. I'm going to take some pieces that I have. Here's a heart, here's a little flower with petals, and here's a stem. And this is just a leftover piece. So I'm going to get these wet and decide what I want to use. I think this one I'm going to use for here. I think this one I'm going to use here. And I think this is going to be leaves. Even though it's petals, I'm going to make it leaves. Or I'm going to use the heart and make leaves. Not sure yet. We'll see. Just watch me, hang with me, and see where we go with this, okay? Okay, I'm going to give you a little close-up. I used the little petal sponge for the leaves, and they're kind of mushy, but it still represents leaves, so I'm happy with it. And you probably can guess what I'm going to do next. I bet you can. I'm going to take my Uniball Vision Elite pen. I don't know if it comes through up there or not. It looks dark to me, but you might can see it. Probably going to use this pen. If I don't use this, I'll use my black China marker, or I'll use my Posca pen, or I might combine all three. But I'm going to start with the Elite, Vision Elite, and I'm just going to bring in the shapes that I've created here. Roughly, they're not going to be perfect. I'm going to sketchily bring in all my little shapes here. Okay, so that's what's next. like this flower, and I really like this flower. I especially love this flower. I don't like this one, so we're gonna do this one over, and I'm gonna change colors and do this because I really like that. So bear with me while I play with this. Okay, I like this much better. I like the scribbling. I know some of you may not like the scribbling, but I like it. At least on this so far, it's not making me unhappy at all. And I took this green, it's a citrus green, and I just added it to the center of the yellow because I didn't like just yellow. And I added a little dot with my finger on top of these turquoise colors here. And what I love about these is that you can still see the yellow through the bottom. Through the turquoise, around the turquoise, they're still yellow, and I love that. So I think the only thing I could think that maybe I might do is bring in oil pastels, but I don't know if I want to because I like the spongy look that we have here, so I may leave it. I may just add a phrase and be done. The phrase I want to use on this is try again, fail better, Samuel Beckett. And kind of goes with you were made to be splendid and to blossom through adversity. Fail, try again. So I'm going to figure out where I want these words, and I'm going to put them down on the page and seal the page and then go around the words with my pen, probably my Posca pen, and then I'll see if there's anything else I want to do to the page. All right, so let's go. Okay, now all that's left to do is to go around my words, my sentence, and I'm going to use my Faber-Castell 6-pit artist pen basic set that I found that I had with me, and this is the orange color. Well, not really orange, dark chrome yellow is what it's called. So I'm going to color this in a little bit, and then I'll probably go around everything with the black Posca pen. Pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're done except for I want to sign it, and I'm going to put in some little white dots with my Sharpie poster paint pen. This is the water-based one. I don't know if you can, y'all know what these are. You've seen them before. So I'm just going to put some dots in the center here just to kind of bring attention to the center. And that may be all I do, really. There's a few dots in the leaves. I think that's it. Okay, someone's here, so I have to go. I'll say goodbye to you guys. I'm just gonna finish this up with a signature and a coat of Mod Podge and a coat of decoupage, okay? And I'll show you the end result when I'm done. See you guys. Hey, I've had time to let this dry while the guy measured for carpet and possibly wood floor in here. I'm not sure. I haven't decided what to do in my art room yet, but I've sealed it, and I've just been taking my white oil, well, China marker, I guess you'd call it the oil marker, the Sharpie peel off China marker, and I've just been writing little things here and there, things I like to write, and letting some of the words come across into the color. This one came across that way. Okay, that's just a few, just a few here and there. All right, and I'm gonna call this done. I'm very happy with it. I really like how it turned out. Kind of surprised actually that I like it, but I do. So I like it more when I don't look at it with this art. When I look at it with this and compare, I feel like I failed miserably because I mean, you can't compare it to someone who's done a professional job, you know? And here I am just playing. So if I look at it like this, I really, really like it. So there's lots of little different layers and things going on in here. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it and were able to be inspired to maybe create something on your own, just playing, add in layers, and if you don't like something, go over it. So as usual, I usually do a little bit of a flip through, and I'll do that in case you're seeing these projects for the first time in my calendar. This is the first page. And then the second page, third page, fourth, fifth, and then today's inspiration page. And this is what we came up with. So, all right. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and I appreciate you guys, and I will see you again soon for July. Okay? Bye-bye.